Republicans on the House Oversight Committee, now a Democratic strategist. Kurt, I'm going to say this. In the immortal words of that great pop group that produced that one lady who's doing a concert tour this summer, bills, 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 can you pay my bills? Donald Trump is costing a lot of people bills. He's costing a lot of people money. And what galls me about this is, look, for whatever financial difficulties Trump is in now, he's still got enough money to help out Mike Lindell. He's still got enough money to help out Rudy Giuliani, and he's not helping these guys. He's not even raising money for them. How can anyone want to work with someone who's going to leave them out in the cold this way?
Yeah, you got to be a weapons-grade idiot at this point to sign up to try to help Donald Trump, knowing what his track record is.
And let's be clear, if you are a weapons-grade idiot, Trump will leak that too. Right. So you really you don't really feel any safer because he'll leak that. But yes, continue.
Because, this is the thing, and we have seen this throughout his entire career, but even just politically speaking, Jeff Sessions sacrificed his reputation and his United States Senate seat to become his attorney general. Didn't end too well for him. John Kelly became his chief of staff. Look where that's gotten him right now. Michael Cohen was his lawyer, his fixer, his right-hand man. He's been on the other end of lawsuits from Donald Trump. It always ends the same way with this guy, which begs the question, listen, when you lay down with dogs, you're going to get fleas. And with Donald Trump, that is a 100% certainty. You will lose your reputation. You might lose your freedom. You're definitely going to lose all your money. All the while, he is sending out all of these emails every day to his fervent supporters. Please, send me $5, send me $10, fund my legal defense fund. And he isn't cutting a check to anybody who has put themselves in jeopardy on behalf of Donald Trump. At what point are you going to realize it's not going to end well for you? Why keep doing it?
Yeah, he's just not that into you and never has been and never will be. But here's the thing. There is one group of people who seem to be loyal to Trump, and he pays them off, and that's right-wing media people. He is a cash cow for them. And look, I want to play some sound from Greg Gutfeld on Fox last night. Get your thoughts on the other side.
What does that leave you with? It leaves you with you need to make war to bring peace because you have a side that cannot change.
Oh, we have an election.
I had to go to a doctor.
Right. Election, yeah.
No, elections don't work. We know that. We know they don't work. Every facet of society is in peril and in chaos because our elections don't matter.
I'm going to start with saying I'm disappointed in Harold Ford for even playing that game with this guy who's essentially calling for a violent overthrow. But here's the thing, Kurt, and this is what disturbs me. You have so many people who like using that kind of rhetoric. It's Trump's rhetoric. They make money. Trump draws attention. He draws eyeballs. What's the issue? What's the sort of responsibility of the media when it comes to this sort of Trump loyalty? Because it's one thing for Giuliani. Maybe he's a true believer. Maybe Mike Lindell believes in this. Maybe Sidney Powell thought that this made sense. But a lot of this is about just the press giving him attention he doesn't deserve, spouting his rhetoric in the hopes of attracting advertising dollars and clicks.
Yeah, let's be very clear here. That's blood money at this point.
Yeah.
We know after January 6th that the fervent followers of Donald Trump and the Republican Party, they don't take it as hyperbole. They don't take it as entertainment. They see these words as marching orders, as directives, and they are willing to act on that and to act violently on that. So for someone out there with that type of platform and megaphone on that particular channel to openly call for civil war, to openly call for the end of elections because they don't work, that is a marching order. And that the next time that we have a situation where there is violence because they don't like the political outcomes, you know what that's called? That's called terrorism.
Right.
Like when you don't like a political outcome and you call for violence to get the outcome you want, that is terrorism. And anyone who espouses those type of viewpoints, you are a mouthpiece for terrorism in America.
So, Kurt, one of the issues that we've also been hearing about this week, a lot of the loyalists to Trump, they want him, some people, Marjorie Taylor Greene has mentioned it, the possibility of him showing up in D.C. next week when we're having these speaker discussions. Now, one, as far as I'm concerned, I think it's a failure on the part of our justice system that man would come anywhere into Washington, D.C. I don't know anyone else who could so boldly return to the scene of a crime and feel safe and comfortable. If I took a Snickers bar from 7-Eleven, I'm never going to a 7-Eleven again. I'm just afraid at one point they're going to catch me. So, one, what does it say about the power he still has that people want him to come to D.C.? And two, that you still have some people out loud saying, hey, I wouldn't mind having him as speaker.
It just goes to show, again, that the entirety of the Republican Party has been infected by this. It's not just a certain segment of the Republican base. It's not just this coalition over here or the Freedom Caucus. It's the entire institution of the Republican Party that has no problem with someone with 91 indictments hanging over their head to lead its way to the Capitol and be involved in any way in picking the next Speaker of the House. Like, that is absolutely insane. It just goes to show there is no moral code with the Republican Party. They are not the party of law and order. That is a myth. That is ridiculous at this point. And how disrespectful to the Capitol Police, who put their livelihood, their well-being, their emotional health on the line on January 6th to allow the guy who sent those people after them to walk into that building. It is a disgrace.
They are no longer a party. As I've said, they are a dime storefront for a terrorist organization called MAGA. Kurt Bardella, thank you so much for joining us on The Beat this evening.